Israel's Air Force, without announcement, conducted an enormous military training exercise earlier this month. Fighter pilots and bomber pilots, just like these, flew mock combat missions over the Mediterranean. Now, that's nothing shocking, but they flew distances and informations that, if the direction was different, could be seen as training for an attack deep inside Iran.
Israeli warplanes have conducted what U.S. intelligence analysts say was a dress rehearsal for a strike against Iran's nuclear facilities. Ominous action backed up by ominous words from Israel's ambassador to the U.S.
We cannot take this threat lightly, and as our Prime Minister just recently said, Israel will not tolerate a nuclear.
Israeli Prime Minister and one-time head of the armed forces made some very aggressive comments about Iran to a newspaper reporter. Shaul Mofez said basically that armed conflict with Iran was a question of when, not if. Quote, if Iran continues with its program for developing nuclear weapons, we will attack it. The sanctions are ineffective. Attacking Iran in order to stop its nuclear plans will be unavoidable.
Iran and Israel. Is Israel likely, in your view, to take sort of unilateral steps against Iran?
I don't think Israel has really made a decision, but I think if you look at the history, Israel has not been afraid to take preemptive military action when it has seen an existential threat to the state of Israel. It destroyed the Osirak reactor outside of Baghdad in 1981. It destroyed a North Korean reactor in Syria in September of 2007. If anything, the threat posed by Iran's nuclear program is even graver. So based on that history, you'd have to bet that they probably would.
Well, it's interesting. President Biden.
Well, they've done it before.
So Israel's official line is that there's no official line. Here's their position. They can train their Air Force in the manner they choose, when and where their self-defense needs dictate. Okay. But consider that Israel has a rather solid historical record of applying military force to threats, stated or implied. 1967, June, Israel launches the so-called Six-Day War, a massive surprise air operation that basically destroys the entire Egyptian Air Force. More than 300 planes targeted and blown up before they could even take off. 1981, June, Israeli F-16s fly into Iraqi airspace and bomb a nuclear plant south of Baghdad. Israel's position then? Iraq was planning to develop atomic weapons and remove the threat. And then just last year, target, Syria. Israeli warplanes strike what they believed was a half-constructed nuclear reactor. None of those strikes occurred as far away as anything in Iran, but distance is not a factor in modern-day air